On a cold November evening in 1971, a man who would become a legend in American folklore executed one of the most audacious crimes in history. Known only as D.B. Cooper, this elusive figure has baffled investigators and amateur sleuths alike for over 5 decades, leaving behind a trail of questions that remains tantalizingly unanswered. Who exactly was D.B. Cooper? How did he manage to hijack a commercial airplane, extort $200,000 in cash, and then vanish without a trace? The chilling mystery of D.B. Cooper continues to intrigue both the public and experts, fostering a sense of wonder and speculation. The case epitomizes the allure of unsolved mysteries, drawing people in with its combination of daring and intrigue. It was the eve of Thanksgiving, and the skies were unusually clear as Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 departed from Portland, Oregon, destined for Seattle, Washington. The aircraft was filled with 36 passengers, each blissfully unaware that their lives were about to be irrevocably altered. Among them sat a man in a black suit, his demeanor calm and collected, wearing a neatly pressed shirt and a black tie. This seemingly ordinary passenger would soon become notorious as the face of one of the most captivating unsolved cases in American criminal history. At precisely 5:24 p.m., as the flight reached cruising altitude, D.B. Cooper handed a note to flight attendant Tina Mucklow. Initially, she dismissed it as a romantic gesture, perhaps a simple flirtation. However, as she glanced at the note, her heart raced. It revealed a chilling demand: a hijacking. Cooper informed her that he had a bomb, opening a briefcase to display what he claimed were explosives, wires and red sticks that sent panic rippling through the cabin. The atmosphere shifted from the mundane chatter of passengers to an overwhelming sense of dread. As the gravity of the situation became apparent, Cooper outlined his demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel stop in Seattle to facilitate his escape. His calm demeanor contrasted starkly with the rising tension among the passengers and crew. The pilots, now faced with an unimaginable crisis, swiftly communicated with air traffic control, relaying the urgent situation. Authorities were notified, leading to a tense standoff that would test the resolve of everyone involved. The flight crew, trained to handle emergencies, had never encountered a situation of this magnitude. As the plane descended into Seattle, the FBI sprang into action. A perimeter was established around the airport, and law enforcement mobilized to prepare for Cooper's demands. Meanwhile, Cooper remained composed, demonstrating an uncanny ability to control the situation. This unsettling calmness only deepened the intrigue surrounding his character. What motivated him? Was he a seasoned criminal or an ordinary man driven to desperation? When the plane landed at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, Cooper's demands were met. The money was secured, and 4 parachutes were provided, all while the world watched in a mixture of horror and fascination, unaware of the chaos that was about to unfold. As the passengers were evacuated, Cooper remained calm, maintaining an air of control. He instructed the crew to keep the flight path low and slow to maximize his chances of escape. The stage was set for one of the most legendary escapes in criminal history, as D.B. Cooper's audacity and cunning would soon lead to a mysterious disappearance that would cement his place in the annals of unsolved mysteries. The ensuing investigation would prove to be a Herculean task for law enforcement. Despite the extensive efforts of the FBI, which included interviews, analysis of potential suspects, and even a thorough examination of the ransom money, Cooper remained elusive. As theories emerged and suspects were proposed, the case only grew more complex. Was he a seasoned criminal or simply an ordinary man driven to desperation? With each passing year, the fascination with D.B. Cooper only deepened, as did the questions: how did he manage to escape? Did he survive the jump? What became of him after that fateful night? The legend of D.B. Cooper endures, a testament to the allure of unsolved mysteries that captivate our imagination. Following the hijacking, the FBI initiated a massive investigation, known as NORJAK, Northwest Hijacking. They scrutinized every detail, from flight logs to passenger lists. For weeks, agents combed through leads, interviewed witnesses, and analyzed Cooper's behavior. What they found was both intriguing and perplexing. Cooper appeared to be well prepared, demonstrating a surprising knowledge of aviation and parachuting. He had chosen a jump point that was remote, maximizing his chances of evasion. Witness accounts varied widely, adding layers of complexity to the investigation. Some described Cooper as being in his 40s, while others believed he was much younger. His demeanor was often described as calm and collected, yet there was an underlying sense of menace. The description of Cooper, while somewhat consistent, left room for doubt, leading to a multitude of potential suspects. As the days turned into weeks, the FBI found themselves grasping at straws. They pored over clues, including the infamous note that Cooper had passed to Mucklow. Handwriting analysis was conducted, yet no definitive matches were found. The ransom money, which was retrieved in a meticulous exchange, became another focal point of the investigation. The FBI's efforts to trace the serial numbers of the bills were extensive, yet yielded no significant leads. Over the years, only a small portion of the ransom, $5,800, would surface, found by a young boy in 1980, buried along the Columbia River. This discovery reignited interest in the case but left many questions unanswered. As years passed, theories about Cooper's fate proliferated. Some speculated that he perished in the jump, facing the harsh realities of the Pacific Northwest wilderness. Others believed he successfully escaped, using the money to start a new life under a different identity. A number of amateur sleuths and professional investigators proposed various suspects, each with their own theories about Cooper's identity and fate. Among the most notable was a man named Richard Floyd McCoy, who was arrested for a similar hijacking a few months after Cooper's incident. Although McCoy had the skills, he was ultimately ruled out as Cooper. Media coverage of the case contributed to its mythos. News outlets began to paint D.B. Cooper as a modern-day Robin Hood, a mysterious anti-hero who had outsmarted authorities. The story captivated the public imagination, leading to books, documentaries, and even fictional portrayals in films. This cultural impact only served to deepen the enigma surrounding Cooper, as new generations became fascinated by the audacity of his crime and the subsequent investigation. In the years following the hijacking, the FBI continued to receive tips and theories, but none proved fruitful. Investigators maintained an open file on the case for decades, although the likelihood of solving it seemed to diminish with each passing year. The agency employed modern technology to re-examine evidence, including DNA analysis on items left behind in the aircraft. However, with no viable leads emerging, the case remained cold, solidifying D.B. Cooper's status as one of America's most notorious fugitives. The mystery surrounding D.B. Cooper also highlights broader themes of trust and security in aviation. Following the hijacking, security measures at airports underwent dramatic transformations. Screening procedures that we take for granted today were largely non-existent at the time, and the audacity of Cooper's actions forced authorities to reassess how they approached airline security. The incident prompted the federal government to enact stricter regulations and increased funding for airport security measures, aiming to prevent any similar occurrences in the future.